Good morning, Crusaders fans. This is the weekly Crusaders of the Lost Idols stream here on the CNE Games Twitch, coming to you live from beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. I'm Erika, the Live Services Manager for Crusaders and the Community Manager for Codename, and with me is lead artist on Crusaders, Kat, joining me by Zoom. So we're going to start the stream by going over your Dina the Wonderful coloring sheet submissions. Try to keep it slightly brief.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the sketching and the game questions. We got Sasha in the chat grabbing all your questions, so you can ask them and he'll collate them for us so we can get them for you. Get them answered when we're done talking coloring sheets.
Yeah. So I won't do quite as much like tiny critiquing, mostly just sort of show stuff off, because I figure it'd be nice for people to see what's going on and, you know, what other people in the community are doing. Because people put effort into these, and I think it's nice to share them. Like this one's watercolor. That's the first time that's happened.
Yeah, that one was really cool to see.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of different styles. You know, there's the paint bucket stuff. There's this is digital, but drawn on, not paint bucketed, which is, again, much more effort. I appreciate that.
Something got lost in translation in that one with the lines.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple times, and I honestly don't know what is going on with that. But that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just, a shame.
It is kind of a shame, but appreciate the participation. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the gradients on this one are super nice. And all the little freckles are cute. Lots of alternating colors. Some people sticking closer to her sort of official palette.
Yeah.
And then completely the opposite, which is also cool.
More slug-like, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very green. Oh, this one's really small, but it was, I think, pencil crayon. But almost like black light.
Oh, yeah.
Purple. Very colorful hair. Oh, the Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
And then they did this, which is, it's very silly, but I figured I'd include it.
Yeah, no, that one.
Rainbowy. Oh, there's a little bit of shading. I didn't even notice. That's nice. Good job. A very, like, dark metal. I like all the fists in the background, too. Use a nice pencil crayon, possibly. And another traditional one. I noticed that a lot of people like doing multiple colors on the sort of ribbony parts, which is cool.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had fun, and that's the important part.
Entertain their child, yeah.
Yeah. This has a neat heterochromia thing going on. That's kind of fun. Nice space background. Very colorful.
Makes her pop.
Oh, all the textures.
Well, experimenting with paint is fine.
Oh, yeah. Experimenting is totally encouraged.
Yeah.
The pale pink hair is really nice in this one for some reason. By Sloth. Thank you, Sloth. And more bright colors. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I get it. I see the resemblance. This one's got some really nice, like, volume to it in the way that the actual coloring has been applied. And the hair gradient is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the last one. So, thanks everybody for participating with Adina and and all the other ones. As we keep going through these on stream, we're kind of behind by some weeks, but that's because we didn't start right away.
Yeah, we'll catch up though.
Yeah.
And the Josenthi's one actually prints off pretty well. Whee!
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'm really interested to hear if people have any feedback on the Josenthi's garden coloring sheet, because went a little overboard with the background. I'd like to see if people are like, oh, this is way too much, please pull it back, or if they like that amount of detail or what.
I wonder how many of the bugs are going to end up with Squiggle's head.
Have you seen some of the submissions yet? There are already some squiggles going on.
I haven't had a chance to get on Reddit this morning. I was getting to the office for the stream, but
yeah, I was checking them out the other day. I'll link you some after the stream, but there's some squiggles already. Yeah. Anyway, I have an idea today that might be a little complex, so I'm going to try and keep it kind of simple. But take it away with questions now.
Well, we got some of our regulars in chat. We've got Rainbow Julian, Scrooge McScourge, JS Random Numbers, Ragnar, Leptimus, SOTF, Death Invictus. So good morning. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, always nice to see the familiar faces.
And then SOTF was positing that the drawing that had the vertical lines might have been a scanner issue, but I think some of them were just like the newer ones were Reddit or the image uploads, maybe like.
Yeah, because that was definitely a digital paint bucket thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't. I can hear Eric laughing.
Oh dear. Maybe they're talking on the TV right outside the streaming room instead of on their computer.
Yeah.
And it was also we could hear the people in the West Deck office through the wall just before the Idle Champion stand-up started this morning.
Oh, yeah.
He was being a bit loud.
Oh.
Which was interesting. I guess there was some kind of commotion, but... And then I guess all the West Tech people are using our parking spots because, like, even though it still says reserved for code name, there's like people parked in our spots. But Eric and Dave have been biking into work, so they're okay with it for now. Obviously, it would be a problem if they wanted to drive.
Yeah, I suppose it's not the worst time for that.
No, but it's weird because it's like it seems so crowded down there. It's like okay, everyone works in the industry business. I guess it's carpenters and countertops and stuff too. Yeah. They still have jobs. We have a question from Death Invictus. Can we get a skip button on the reset screen like Idle Champions has, please? Also, they have no audio as it's currently 3 a.m. for them. I mean, we can look into adding the skip on the reset the world animation. I guess 5 years of watching it, maybe a bit long.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll look into it. I'll add it to the suggestion list to consider. And they're currently playing the final battle objective, so they have to pay attention to the game to not fail it, because that is one of the rare objectives you can fail. Especially on the first area, as you need to, like, quickly pop in Crusaders constantly as they die from the curses. Ichigok asks, hi, there are 150 Crusaders. I knew there were a lot, but wow. Yeah, the Gardeners of the Galaxy Tier 5 Crusader, Josenthy, is releasing this afternoon, is the 150th Crusader. It's a huge milestone, I guess.
Yeah, didn't even realize.
Not no one. How do you gain more Crusaders? So there's a few ways to get them. We have 4 starter packs with 4 of the more popular, powerful Crusaders, well, of the previous generation. We've released some more powerful Crusaders since then, so you can buy them for real money. But the main way is the events, and we have 17 events, and they start every 3 weeks usually. They run for 12 days, and then there's a week between the event. So yeah, every 3 weeks roughly. And there you can get the recruit objectives done for the Crusaders, and then if you're powerful enough, you can do the bonus objectives, which give you specific tier chests to help gear those Crusaders. And then you can get them from the mission system. So once you've done at least 10 normal missions, the recruit missions for Crusaders start showing up, and you can try one of those every 10 days once you finish them. So yeah, you can get your Crusaders through there, and they'll unlock an order through the mission system, so you need to own both Tier 1 Crusaders for an event before the Tier 2 Crusaders for the event will show up in the mission system. But yeah. And then, of course, we have the Desert Bus Crusaders, which were donations during Desert Bus time, which is November. RJ Kubik, hi there, Kat and Erika.
Hello.
Can't really stay, family stuff, etc., but I just wanted to thank you for everything you do. Aw, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, and they do have a question request. Could one of the new Tier 4 11th rewards be a way to shorten challenge is after the 100th token? Shorten challenges. I've seen requests for us to at least add, like, collect free play bonus on challenges, so then it makes it worth pushing further on the challenges. But the 150 average tokens per challenge is pretty much the ballpark where we want the challenge tokens to be. A tribal sage is asking, new skins coming to the shop soon. We just dropped some in March, but we can think about some new ones to add. And we did update the store with all the event Crusaders up to that point as well, in case you'd missed that objective. But yeah, we'll consider adding more skins soon. Blasphemer 2016, thanks for the chest code as always. I think I missed something when it comes to the buff codes mentioned in the community coloring activity Reddit posts. Where are those codes exactly? When the community reaches the goal, I post the code in that activity for the week. So for this week, the code is pinned in the Dr. Elmquist one. I read it. And then all the coloring activities are linked in the current coloring activity. Or Rena, Dr. Yeah, the code's in the Rena one, sorry. But yeah, if you check the community activity post, you can find the codes for what are valid, unless you've just blindly redeemed it from chat and you're like, oh darn, I didn't want to redeem that yet. Because I do know that people share the codes in the chat and then everyone just like automatically, I'm going to redeem that chat code. Dabble, a question: when event satyrs gear recipes become available, is it somehow limited? If I recruit a Crusader later via mission, is the recipe for that one reachable, or shall I wait for the next event or event weekend chest? Sorry. So, just to make players focus on getting the chests and playing the event, we turn off We disabled the recipes for the Crusaders from dropping from the missions and the challenge token store for the duration of the event and for the 2 weeks afterwards. But anytime after that, the recipes will exist. So, yeah, the recipes exist all the time, aside from that period of the event and the 2 weeks after it ends. So you don't need. It's just a matter of like if you own 40 Crusaders and you're missing recipes on everybody, then it's a little bit more random than if you have all the recipes for those 39 Crusaders and then you're just waiting on the 40th Crusaders recipes to become available after the moratorium on the dropping. Hardball UK, good afternoon. Thank you for the chess. Glad to see you both are staying well and safe. Thanks, Hardball. I hope you're staying well too.
Appreciate the caring. We're doing our best.
Samurai Cluck, are there any ways to get Golden Epic gear after the sales are over, or do we have to wait for them to appear in the random sales? If you miss the weekend event or the weekend promo or the event Golden Epics, then yeah, you do need to wait for them to randomly show up in your flash sale or your challenge token store. We don't have a system to let you buy a specific Golden Epic, aside from the ones that are included in the 7 starter packs that offer Golden Epics. SOTF says, thinking about things after painting some mini ones, I realized that Crusaders of the Lost Idols doesn't actually have a Crusader. I mean, I think the Holy Guardian kind of looks like he's wearing knight armor, but I guess like a specific like Crusader style armor is not something we have.
Yeah, I guess not.
Something to think about, although armor is fun, right?
Armor's okay, because I can just get reference for it, honestly.
Right.
Especially if it's like want something historic like the Crusades. They have their own specific stuff. But I don't know, I always sort of thought the using of the word Crusaders was not exactly meant to invoke the real Crusades.
Yeah, no, it was more just a play on the Indiana Jones, I think.
Yeah. That's not to say it's impossible to
no, it's not impossible.
Like that, but hadn't really crossed my mind, honestly.
It just doesn't feel fantasy enough, I guess.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, Crusades usually have like a weird religious connotation.
Yeah.
I don't actually know very much about them. That's it.
Yeah. You want to do it justice or whatever.
Yeah, I would have to do a bunch of research, which is fine. I've done research on various things, and it's usually actually pretty fun learning new stuff.
Yeah. Slab McLargehuge says, very nice tier 4 11th would be to enable the sprint on challenges. I'll keep that idea in mind. Tribal Sage, how many people in the studio currently work on Crusaders? So Kevin is the developer, Kat is the artist. I try to do planning and keep Kat and Kevin on task. And then we do get help from the marketing team. They do our social. So Margaret and Dylan and Clive will help out with the posts and writing the email. Dylan is awesome about doing the weekly email and the blogs when he's around. Other than that, it's just us 3 full-time, and then we can tap into everyone's brains if we need help with thinking stuff. Selfish 2411, thank you for your fantastic work. Aw, thank you.
Oh.
Elim 2020, when is the event supposed to drop? It'll drop after our lunch, so like 12:30ish. We'd like to have the challenge over before we drop the event most of the time. Xlade, hi guys, is the Victor Toothbrush Golden Legendary in the pool of Golden Legendaries available in the Challenge Store? And how often does the pool get updated? We'll be updating the pool today for both the flash sales and the Challenge Token Store. Good question about the toothbrush. When did I have that on sale?
I remember doing it quite a while ago.
Yeah. Oh, no, that doesn't help. I don't actually call them out. I just call out the slots in my document. Well, he's had all... Oh no, he hasn't done his cowl done yet. Slot 3 is the toothbrush. Okay, that helps. So that was done for October. So the Challenge Token Store will be updated with Golden Epics through the end of December, so the toothbrush will be available in the pool after the event goes live today, in theory. Aditel Orgnier, what's she drawing? I know I've labeled it as Priestess of Time, but we haven't.
So, I had this idea. First, I just wanted to draw the Priestess of Time, but I something timey-wimey trying to show what she actually does. So whether this really comes across or not is, remains to be seen. But the intention is that the priestess is looking into two timelines with Good Bay and Evil Bay. Bannerall, the angel of hope / despair,
right.
If you use her skin. But yeah, that's basically it. Timeline shenanigans.
Ragnar is asking, can we have a few Josenthi's ability spoilers? They will be a speedster, so they have some speed abilities, and then they also provide support. And then they're technically a healer, because to provide that support, they will be injuring your animal and human crusaders in the formation. And it looks like Sayoki asked about Josenthi's powers as well. So yeah, that's speedster and support healer. So pretty cool. And alien. And flora. So.
And non-binary.
Yep. Synchronos says, super awesome for such a small team. Good job. Well, we're able to have such a small team because of what their whole team left us when they put Crusaders into motion. Like, it's easy to be a small team now just to keep it updated. Like, but designing all the UI and putting all the backgrounds in and all the purchase code and everything, it's like, yeah, that was basically the full team at the time getting it ready.
All the additional art, which is part of the reason why it's more difficult for us to do something like a whole new campaign with only the 3 of us.
Tribal Sage, thanks for answering my questions as well as the others today. I need to get off Twitch right now. Hope everyone has an awesome day. Well, if you're still around, have an awesome day. Scrooge McScourge, I'm running a recruit mission for Trixie, hopefully getting her tomorrow. How useful is she? She's pretty good. She increases the chance that monsters will drop quest items, so if you pair her with the Crusaders who increase the number of quest items that drop from a monster, then it's almost as good as phase skip. Because you get all your drops from one monster kill as soon as you enter the area, kind of deal. She also has gold find, I think. Poor Trixie. And then she's got her cool angel tag, which allows her to be on the flying objectives if you've got her angel skin on, but you don't need to have her. Yeah, she does gold too. Archie Kerr, have you considered adding any way to speed up the very beginning of the game? Since I started 2 weeks ago, I've seen many new people, but no one seems to stick around. I think it is because the very start is 0 idols to 2,000 idols is grindy. I think actually the early game goes by pretty quick. It's just most new players don't understand that all you need to do on the first objective is get Nate high enough so you can reset the world. You don't actually need to go to Area 150 itself. So, like, figuring out you can get Nate to 150 around Area 90 and then reset the world. And then some new players just bounce off because they're like, where'd all my progress go when you start the new objective? But otherwise, like, we do have the post-ad bonus, which speeds up idol gain. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of grinding through the early objectives to get the idols. And then being in a good position with an event. So, like, hopefully you've pushed Area 150 to unlock the... Well, I guess that's if you want Tier 2 objectives. Never mind. Yeah, you just need enough idols to get through the first tier of an event, and then it starts to pick up from there, especially, like, if you focus on clearing all the World's Wake objectives, so you can get at least bonus boss idols on World's Wake. That helps with your idol gains. Dabble, did you consider cross-references between Crusaders and idol champions, like, I don't know, a Black Panther skin for Goldhound? So, like, Panther animal, probably, right? But we won't be doing any crossovers with idol champions due to licensing and contracts and stuff.
Don't want to make things messy.
Yeah. Xlade is asking, does Droth Sensei's damage and healing affect the frame rate of the game? I'm sure the players will let us know if it does, but I don't think it should. Although I do know some players are, like, even the type of monitor they have makes the game faster or slower, which is like, okay. That's weird, but whatever works. Sea Storm Op. I can't log into my Switch? What? Oh, I guess they watch their Twitch on Switch. Can someone ask, is it possible to add a button to level everyone after the Tuesday challenges instead of forcing you to reset without doing so? That's not something we're going to add to challenges. We just want you to reset and get off them if you've managed to not reset before the challenge ends. They're more for getting the tokens rather than the idols. Adatel Orinir, someone in Kong chat has a suggestion after the... I guess that's the same question. So I meant, yeah, it's the same question. About having the ability to level Crusaders after the challenge ends. Synchronous says, awesome concept for the priestess art.
Thank you.
Skig showed up. YOLO Erika.
Hello, Skig.
I like that he's called us Erika.
We are one.
For the players saying the code doesn't work for them, it is a Crusaders of the Lost Idols code instead of an Idol Champions code, so it won't work if you're trying to redeem it in Idol Champions. Acmelion says, hey Kat, hey Erika, when event start? The event will start after lunch Pacific time, so in about 2 hours or so. And for those of you just joining us at the halfway mark on the stream, this is the Crusaders of the Lost Idols weekly stream, where we take your Crusaders questions and Kat draws a cool sketch of Crusaders related stuff. And I'm Erika, and that's Kat on the Zoom call.
Hello.
It looks like Scrooge says, sounds great, didn't see Trixie's animation yet, only the picture, but I already love the art. Yeah, Trixie kind of came out cool. We were so vague for Corey, we just said do a monster, so... yeah, with what he had to work with to make her happen, it worked. Chase for Trace. Is it possible to keep Taskmasters on some Crusader slots after resetting the world? Not currently. I do know players will just reload the game after a reset in order to keep those Taskmasters out. But it is on my to-do list of a quality of life update to get Kevin to add into that. And Elam 2020 chimed in, it would be nice if the Taskmaster stayed on the active abilities as well. Fair point. Pybed Torres, hello, hope you're doing well. We hope you're doing well too, Pybed. Mm-hmm. My question, given how 3D printing technology and resources have become more affordable compared to a few years ago, have you considered making and selling figures of Crusaders, even if only after reaching a specific amount of pre-orders? Well, as the code alludes to today, there are 150 existing Crusaders, so that would be a lot to wait for a specific pre-order run, but as a digital company, we tend not to do physical merchandise because it's not really profitable. I mean, yeah, it's not something we're thinking of doing to get back into physical merch.
Also, art-wise, we would have to make like 3D models or even physical, like statuettes or whatever.
Yeah, no, getting those for the test. Those when we tried to do it years ago, it's like Clive we had our models, and then we had to get those physically mapped with digitally, and then made into blueprints that they could print, and then, yeah.
It's a whole thing that is really not inside of our wheelhouse.
Although I'm sure Michelle would mind doing sculpture.
Yeah.
Because she was pretty good at it for the 3 models we did get.
Oh, for sure. But I think she's busy right now.
Yeah, no. Eric's watching the stream. Ding dong, hello Kat and Erika.
Hey Eric.
Sin Chronos says the Trixie angel skin makes her look even cooler.
Thank you.
Nice.
I like her angel skin. It was fun. It was very different.
Oh dear, looks like Nightbot is pimping the Idol Champions update. Oops.
Whoops.
Nightbot.
Nightbot, please. Not you too.
Eindirk says, hi ladies.
Hello.
Pybed Taurus, fair enough. Congrats on reaching the 150th Crusader, by the way. Keep up the good work.
We try.
Hobbit MSBC, question for you. If you invest in the Impatience talent, will it reduce the number of certain types of missions that are shown, such as recruiting new Crusaders? No, the recruit and gear missions are totally separate. The Impatience talent only affects the gold and EP missions that show up. But yeah, the recruit and gear missions are separate, even from the total 3 rare and epic missions you're allowed to have running at once.
Siri.
Cats.
Yeah.
Dark Soul 1705. Who is Trixie? Trixie is a Halloween Crusader. Halloween, because she's a monster. She's
a trick-or-treater.
Yeah, trick-or-treater. Speeds up quest drops and has some gold find and DPS buffs. And she's the first Crusader on slot 29. I closed the wiki. Yeah, she's a high tier. She's a tier 4 Crusader, so yeah. Aditel says it's because Nightbot's working in a sunny day that they're making the timers be the Idle Champions timers. Oops.
It is a really nice day today.
Yeah, it's nice and sunny. Although it was quite windy, so I was like, oh, I almost wanted a hat, even though like I was sweating in my jacket. It's like, okay. Elim 2020, Impatience still decreases the rate of the 50 and 60 EP missions, right? As it's making the more common missions show up, yes, the 50 and 60 EP missions being rare and epic would show up less often. Because the shorter EP missions also have shorter cooldowns, so they would show up a lot more frequently. Where's the event? Not Hidden Temple. Gardeners. Blasphemer 2016. Which slot will Drosenthes occupy? They are in slot 30. Ginny EK, I wish we could selectively disable talents. That comes up on occasion because players don't want to totally respec their talents, and then they'd like, oh, I regret OmniClick, I want to toggle it off right now. I'll add the vote to the suggestion list to consider. Scrooge McScourge. Totally understandable that there is no Crusaders merchandise, but now I really want a Squiggles figurine. Gotta keep the Squiggles meme alive.
Memes are powerful.
Yo. I mean, actually, that would be kind of cute, but only if it could make it from the 2D art. Although I wonder if any of our players have 3D printers and they'd experiment with making a Squiggles figurine just for fun.
There is kind of a way of making 2D figures that has cropped up among artists online. You basically make them out of an acrylic stand, so it's see-through, and then you have a little bottom stand so it can actually stand up. So they look kind of like old board game pieces that they're just flat and they have two sides.
Right. DJ8467, the unofficial Discord's bot now has a Squiggle skin. Oh dear. Eric's bringing me some props. So this is the styrofoam idol that he made right at the launch of Crusaders, which is pretty cool. It's like the full-size idol, but he's only one-sided.
Still.
And Eric's like, oh, my heart. No, but it's pretty awesome. He's been decorating our office for years.
It's not for sale, of course, but I thought people were talking about, oh, I like physical stuff. So
Yeah.
You can talk.
And then, speaking of the models Michelle made, if you haven't seen them, we did have 3 figurines made of some of the more recognizable Crusaders. Well, human, of course, because the animals would have been tricksy. But, yeah, we have these 3 statues. So we did try to do some adventuring photos with them. The Hermit went on a trip to the local castle, which you can see in X-Men movies. The 2000s X-Men movies, not the more current X-Men movies. I think the scenes at the X-Men school were shot at that castle in Victoria. Eric took Sasha to San Francisco and got some pictures with the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know if Nate actually traveled anywhere aside from in Victoria, but yeah, it was cool. And then these are the things that we used to get the scans to try and do the 3D printing, which is why they were the 3 available at the time that we did the 3D printing. But yeah, little office decorations for us now. And this was our first hiring of Michelle. She did the sculptures, and then when she became available to do 2D art, she got hired again to help with Idle Champions. Mm-hmm. Chase for Trace. We love squiggles. Elim 2020. Will there ever be a demon squiggle skin? I mean, players keep asking. Maybe. It'll probably happen at some point now. Kedgear, I can imagine that when you decide to make a squiggles sketch on the stream, you'll be confusing a lot of people since that's how they color everything anyway.
You know, I was thinking, like, I should probably do a squiggles sketch, just give people what they want. But
yeah.
At some point, we'll see.
The Hasty Tadpole. 2D could be keychains, bag tags too, if they really want the physical merch.
Yeah, there's that.
That's fair, that's fair. Pybed Torres, that idol looks awesome. Adatel, oh my god, it's so cute. Eric Long, how do you get better equipment for Crusaders like the bus one? The Desert Bus Crusaders equipment is only available when you donate to Desert Bus in November, so you get whatever equipment you donate for, and they don't have any recipes or any way to improve it. Although if you do donate for the epic level, you can make legendaries for those Crusaders. Blasphemer 2016, can you imagine having to store billions of those idols? How do our Crusaders manage? It's the same video game logic that allows them to blow up the world every time. So some players have done like 10,000 blow up the worlds if they're doing lots of sprint runs. Scrooge McScourge, a Squiggles Perler could be great, like the giveaway in Games Done Quick.
Oh, the perler bead stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
That's easier to do when you have like pixel art bases rather than vector stuff, but I'm sure it's still doable.
I had to tell Orinir I would like some Serpent King Draco merchandise. I simply love his design. That's cool. I think Alexis did Draco, right?
I think so.
Yeah. D-Tape 467. Wouldn't Nate just blow up anywhere he went? When I said I don't know if Nate traveled. Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah.
Get his hands on some dynamite, blow something up.
Become a terrorist.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's a good thing we didn't really send Nate anywhere.
Yeah. Be on all the watch lists.
Yeah. The castle from the 2000s X-Men movies was also in the 90s X-Men TV movie, which oddly enough would make Generation X in the same universe as it was a later time period X-Mansion. Wibbly wobbly movie set ideas. Pybed Torres, don't keep Nate near inflammable things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curzion, hi Erika, the code doesn't seem to be working for me. I am playing on Steam version. Curzion, this is a Crusaders of the Lost Idols code. If you're trying to redeem it in Idle Champions, it won't give you anything. Sorry. SOTF saying, Nate's slot Crusaders are probably friends with Sid from Idle Apocalypse. I kept seeing ads for that when I was playing games on my phone a couple of years ago, but I never did look into Idle Apocalypse.
Yeah, I can't say I know what that is.
Gastel99, now Nate needs an Ahakabar skin? Oh. Oh.
I don't think so.
No. Mistyville says, good evening. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. So, how are you surviving quarantine, Kat?
I'm alright.
Still doing Dungeons and Dragons with your group, or?
Yeah, we play on
Roll20?
Fridays. We started a new campaign because, I don't know, it's a whole new world out there, so we've only played one session in this new campaign so far, but it's good. I still play a lot of Animal Crossing just to chill out and stuff.
Nice.
How about you?
Doing okay. It was nice to take a break yesterday to sleep off the migraine. It's like,
That's good.
oh, I can still relax at home. And like, I played games and actually got some chores done, so that was also cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, well, waking up with a migraine, not fun, obviously.
No.
But yeah, once I slept it off, that was a good day.
Good.
Although shopping is not fun.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to avoid Thrifty Foods for a while now with their silly one-way aisle policies. On top of only X number of people in the stores. Because you can't go backwards if you forget something. And they're like, no browsing. Just get what you want and get out. It's like, oh, okay. Gee, thanks. I won't shop here anymore. You don't want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like unfortunate since that's the grocery store across from my house, but
Right.
yeah, mostly I've just been relying on my partner to do shopping.
Yeah. Similarly, my mom has always offered to pick up stuff for me whenever she goes out. So she stops by and drops it off after. It's really nice.
Looks like Curzian said, just saw the title of the stream. No worries. It's obviously gonna confuse players who follow us for Idle Champions, but
Yeah. It's all good.
Eric is asking, Erica, what idle games do you like to play other than games by codename? I don't think I'm playing any idle games right. Oh no, I'm still playing Firestone Idle by Holiday Studios on Congregate. I'm looking for guild members if any of you are playing. We have 4 free spots, although I was going to kick 2 of the players because they haven't been active recently. And they added a world boss mechanic for the guilds, kind of, sort of. So you're destroying crystals and it lets you awaken your heroes as a further way of powering them up, because once they hit mythic gear, they can only level their gear to level 12, and then you're like power wall again, and they don't have that many talent trees. So it's like, oh, they've added a new mechanic, which is cool, and the guilds help you keep getting power. So but yeah, it's the only idle game I'm playing currently aside from the codename ones. Mostly just playing Cooking Diary because I got into a fairly active guild for once, so we're fluctuating between the gold and emerald leaderboards because not all the guild members play every day of the week, so but it's still more guild activity than I had before in Cooking Diary.
Nice.
Yeah. Eric says, isn't everyone playing Animal Crossing? To play Animal Crossing, I'd need a Switch.
It's worth it.
Yeah, but I'm going to use my games policy on more board games.
That's fair.
The bad board game addiction. Blasphemer 2016, I started playing Idle Champions about 2 months ago. Keeping up with chess codes for that thing is a full-time job. Yeah, there's a lot of chess codes a week for Idle Champions. It's pretty generous.
So generous.
And since they're mostly gold chess codes, you can work on your feat collection just from getting all the free codes in a week. But yeah, it does seem like everyone's playing Animal Crossing, which kind of helps that it was released at COVID time. Although if you didn't have a Switch, then you're probably out of luck.
Yeah. My friend in Japan did manage to snag a Switch, primarily for Animal Crossing. But she was saying that the price gouging right now is crazy.
Yeah. I was like just lurking in the Toonhound Discord. It's like, I'm gonna sell my turnips at 500 today. Or,
Yeah.
or the randomness is 500 today, and it's like, oh, I only had 112. It's like, ugh, turnip market.
Yeah, we've been in the office Animal Crossing chat, been doing lots of turnip stuff. At this point, it's me, Alexis, and Nick. Michelle was participating a lot, but now she is very busy. But just the other day, Alexis had 500 something for her turnips, so we all went to her island to sell. I got 1.4 million bells. So I'm happy.
Nice. Does that actually help? I saw
yeah.
some people say that lets you pay off your house at some point.
Yeah. In fact, the loan that I was sitting on was 1.2 million, so I just paid it off immediately.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. Of course, now I have a loan of like 2 million something. I'm like, all right. I can wait a little while. I think it's the last one anyway.
I remember for the Animal Crossing on the GameCube, there was the cheat codes for the turnips, or you just changed the system clock or something. I don't know. I think I was cheating in bells. I had a Game Shark for the GameCube, so it was like cheat. It's like, oh god, this is boring.
When you take all the challenge out of it, yeah.
Well, no, like entering the codes. It's like,
oh yeah.
I played naturally for a while, and then it's like, Nook just wants so much money.
It's true.
SOTF. Animal Crossing is a series I've been unable to get into playing. Yeah, it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
You're just doing virtual chores, essentially.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people like on Twitter and stuff being like, this is not usually a game I'd play, but because of the circumstances and because it's so popular, like you can play with friends and stuff.
The Friends Edition.
People have been doing like virtual birthday parties and stuff using Animal Crossing, which is super cool.
Slab McLartude for the no cap objectives. Anything you'd be willing to share in regards to the reward structure? Also, are they repeatable in addition to no cap? So the concept would be rubies and some other undetermined currency at this point. But based on the deeper you go, so trying to get you deep and trying to get you to have fun increasing your cap with clever formations. And they are repeatable infinitely with no bonus boss idols. But Kevin and I need to discuss, like, we were thinking a rotation mechanic so that you want to try all 10 of them out because the formation sizes do vary and we just don't want you glomming onto the biggest formation if it gets you very far. But something we'll discuss this afternoon once the event's out. Blasphemy 2016. Erika, what's your favorite board game and why is it Betrayal at House on the Hill?
I mean, that is a good one.
I mean, in theory, it's good. Depends on if you get one of the broken scenarios or not.
It's true. Every time I've played, I've ended up way more frustrated, but I like it in theory.
I like it as a kind of like, hey, let's explore this house, and then let's have some random monster, like, as a story generator kind of deal. It works for that. I haven't actually played House on the Hill with anybody. I just done a couple solos, and I watched the tabletop episode, but we did play Betrayal at Baldur's Gate for Extra Life, so.
I started playing a legacy Betrayal game, but we've only played like 3 scenarios, and we just kept getting really bad luck with the haunts and like the way that they were set up, and I didn't have very much fun. It was just really frustrating. So
yeah, and that's what some people who criticize Betrayal at House on the Hill say. It's just frustrating.
Yeah,
especially if, like, you end up in the room with the trader, and the trader can just like easily kill you or something. Or,
Yeah,
or you're on the other side of the house when you have to collect something. Or,
yeah, there was one session we played where just one of the players was the one getting all of the cool stuff, and it was all like physical stuff like might and strength and whatever.
Right.
And then he ended up being the trader with a haunt that focused on being physically mighty, and he just had to kill all of us. And it was just like the most broken and upsetting thing because like we were playing the like legacy edition, we were kind of trying to add in more like role play and story and stuff, so we all sort of made characters, and then it was just really upsetting to be like, I'm this 12-year-old and all I can do is cower and literally be murdered. Like, it was not fun.
Blasphemer 2016 saying they've had Betrayal at House on the Hill games last alternately 3 hours or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
there's also the really quick aspect of some of the haunts, especially like if you've just got all the rooms that cause the haunt to start right away. It's like, oof, yeah. Elim 2020, uncapped Descent into Darkness formation would be the most amazing thing ever. That would be cool. Not something that's happening at the moment, but we can think about it. Anastasia, hello. When will the next event begin? In a couple hours, roughly.
Yeah, today.
Today, for sure. Yes. Slab McLartude, sounds like a good idea to get a rotation forcing mechanic in from the beginning, learning from the past player behavior. Yeah, that was the idea. The Hasty Tadpole, wife and I just started Gloomhaven. Finally, the hype is justified. Oh, that's cool. Glad you're enjoying it.
I've heard of the name for Gloomhaven a lot, but I don't know anything about it.
What would you call it? It's well, when they first introduced it, it's like, it's a video game on your tabletop kind of deal, because you have your character and they have cards for their abilities, and then you're in dungeons fighting monsters, and you level up your character, and they eventually retire once they hit certain goals, and you get a new character and continue on the campaign, and it's like got 80 main story beats with a whole bunch of side quests on the map, and then there's the expansion, and now there's like a sequel revamped version with Frosthaven that managed to fund on Kickstarter with a crazy amount of money again. Even though everyone's quarantined at home with lots of job loss. Which is pretty cool that Kickstarter can still get board games to the table. But yeah, it's like they have all the tokens and counters in the box, so you like can manage the monsters, and like there's elemental stuff too, so like if there's enough fire in the room, you can use an ability if you're that character. But there's also like apps to help that, because it takes a banquet table basically to have a scenario of Gloomhaven set up. And then everyone who gets it is like, you really need to buy one of those extra inserts to make setup easier, because there's just so many minis and tokens and everything. So it's like, yeah, and it's definitely the game you want to be able to leave on a table. So like if your dining table is your board game table, it kind of doesn't work for some families. It's like, oh gosh. But yeah, no, there's like, and there's board game groups that played it exclusively for years and stuff. It's like, oh gosh. I know Eric has it, but he doesn't really talk about it. I know they got it to the table a couple of times, him and Mitra, but yeah, it's crazy. It is good. Like if you're into that kind of game, like the players do love it for sure. And then like make weekend events of it, like on one of the forums, it's like it's Gloomhaven and Chili Day, or it's like yeah, party. SOTF, my favorite board game is the D&D Adventure series. The more you get, the more fun you have with options, because they're all cross-compatible. Yeah, those look pretty cool to get into. I think we have copies in the office of most of them, don't we? So technically I could borrow them and try them Ragnar, I thought you mentioned that the formations for Uncapped will be different from the base campaigns. Is that still the plan? Yeah, the formations will be different, so it's not like you will be seeing Uncapped Descent into Darkness, but all new formations, but they're not all the same size, so still got to get you rotating through them. Tynaden, according to in-game, I have over 883 days played, yet still don't have Priestess of Time. Actually working on that tier of objectives currently. It could also be that you loaded the game at some point 3 years ago, and then just didn't come back to it. So, because it is a tier 1 objective unlock, but you do have to have cleared all the previous tier 1 objectives and then all of Idols Through Time to get her.
Still, good luck getting her.
Yeah, glad you're working on her now. And it's a testament to the amount of content in Crusaders. Oh yeah, it's crazy. We had one player recently saying they're trying to do all the tiers in order, so they started with all the tier 1 stuff. And then they worked on all the tier 2 stuff, and they're like, I can't get the tier 3 event Crusaders because I'm not doing that. I want to complete all of tier 2 first. It's like, so you're gonna play for years trying to get all the event Crusaders, I guess.
I mean, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Something to work towards.
Slab McLarge, there was an interesting brief discussion on the Discord about the uncapped objectives having one reward that could affect the effectiveness of idols. It has been 3% to damage and 1% to gold for as long as I can remember. Could be an interesting opportunity. I'll keep that in mind. Scrooge McScourge, how is the free play of the next event? The last 3 weren't good at all. I had way better idol results with normal free plays, like Amusement Park of Doom and Ready Player 2, despite the event buff. The Gardeners, the Galaxy formation, I want to say 6 and a 14 slot formation, so and I think there's room for Mindy. I think you could get pretty far on the Gardeners formation. Dark Souls 1705, do I have to restart the game when the event starts or not? Because I'm on a very hard mission reaching area 650 and it will take time with the event start. Because the event isn't live in the game yet, you will need to restart once the event is launched, but you can do so at any time and you'll still have the event currency from the time passed from the event start. So it's fine. Seastorm Op, thanks and have a great day, ladies. Beautiful here in Regina. That's awesome. SOTF, just over 20,000 hours played time on Steam, and I played it a lot on mobile. A bit off and on with Kong when Steam is having issues. Cool, that's a lot of playtime. Lots of leaving the game open on Steam. Blasphemer 2016, off I go to do whatever it is I do. Always a pleasure hanging out with this crew. Looking forward to finally getting my call. Good luck with getting my call. Because his event starts today, so it's even easier than waiting for a recruit mission.
And thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Looks like we're after 11, so probably gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. It's up to you to call it.
I think Margaret said she was going to try and be here for 11:30, so I should probably vacate the streaming room.
Right.
But yeah, we'll call it there for today. Slab McLartude says, thanks Erika and Kat, appreciate this discussion. Oh, I guess I can tease the weekend promo before we go. It'll be the Wreckers weekend promo, featuring buffs for Robbie, Brute, Grand Mora, Space King, and Rex, with the golden epic for Brute. Brute's lucky, he gets the skin for the event too, and his golden epic this weekend. That's pretty cool. Last minute question from Yuki the Snowman. Which slot is the new one in? They're in slot 30. Ragnar, thanks Erika and Kat. My crayons are not looking forward to Drosenthes. Aw.
Well, if you do find that it's just like frustrating to have that much detail, let us know, and I won't do that again.
It will be a little simpler, but maybe backgrounds. We're not sure. Yeah. But yeah, I've been Erika, that's been Kat. This has been your Crusaders of the Lost Idols weekly stream here on Twitch on Thursdays. Thanks to Sasha behind the scenes who did awesome with the question doc this week. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.